Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Solana. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Also, I have two donation links down below in the description. If you feel like you want to support Ukraine, then you can do so by going over to the official websites I linked down below, and you can donate directly to the funds. The money does not go through me in any sort of capacity. Thank you all for supporting, and thank you all for watching the video. Let's get to the technical analysis. So as you can see, Solana is bouncing from a support level that I gave you in the last video. And this is this nice yellow trend line here. And if we just bring out the price tag like so that's approximately $30.50. And from this level here, we've seen an appreciation of 13.5%. So that was a nice little trade for you if you were looking to trade, obviously. But the important thing to note here is that we are running into the golden ratio at this point on the Fibonacci retracement. And the swing high of the Fib retracement is as follows. So you have the swing low here in June, and you have the swing high here in August, and you basically started capitulating down here. You landed in the golden ratio, but you didn't hold that for long. You kept rejecting it as resistance. You started a little pump here, got rejected from the 382, came back down, and now you're running into the golden ratio once again as resistance at $33. So I'm not sure if we can solidify above this level. Hopefully we can do so, but this was a good buying opportunity for Solana. And generally speaking, right now is a good buying opportunity for Solana because you are basically at your, lows. Because in June you landed, slightly below $30 here, and now you're trading in that range. So if you are dollar cost averaging into Solana and you're thinking of taking profits at $400, at $500, etc., then I think it doesn't really matter if you buy $32, $34, or $28. I mean, it matters, but not that much. So if you want to remove the stress, just keep dollar cost averaging, especially on the red days. I would advise against dollar cost averaging in these situations when you have these strong pumps to the upside, because I would just wait until we see the red days, and I would put a lot of money at that time. And especially guys, for those of you who have been buying Solana, and I'm sure there are quite a few of you who have been buying Solana at $150, at $200, guys. If you have been buying at these prices and you are still sitting with your coins and you're looking to sell the next bull market, then you can actually dollar cost average and average your buy-in price by just buying at cheaper prices, because you can buy more coins for less money. So buying here at these prices is a very, very smart thing to do. And we do have a nice double bottom pattern here at our hands. So potentially you're going to be looking at, if we start breaking the high, you're going to be looking at a technical target of around about $46, because we took the trend line from the neckline of the pattern all the way down to the double bottom, and we put the trend line on the neckline, and that just gave us a technical target. So presumably you should be targeting this swing high here. Okay, so let's assume that we are going to break this high going into October and November, because we usually have impulsive moves to the upside in October and November, and those are usually more bullish months than bearish. And the last 2 years, the November has been a very good month. And potentially we could see the same thing this year, but maybe not as bullish, considering the fact that we're not in a bull market, we're in a bear market. So the move could potentially be not as huge, not as impulsive, but still there is money to be made. And even in bear markets, like I said, Polygon Matic 3x from the bottom in June, Cosmos Atom 200% since the bottom in June. So there is money to be made. You just have to be smart about your investment. So taking a look at the 1.618 level here for Solana, it's going to be at $65.50. And like I said, that's only if you start breaking this high over here at $48.50. So once you do that, you're going to be targeting the 1.618. Your minimal target is over here at $55.50, which is the 1.272. And you have the 1.414 somewhere in the middle at around about $59.50. So these are our potential targets if we start breaking this swing high, which, you know, I don't know if we can do that. But if Bitcoin decides to have a little bit of a relief rally in October/November, then I do think it's possible for us to get to $65 in November, then have that pullback potentially coming all the way down here to $48.50, or maybe having even a deeper pullback back to $36, right? Because we could see that one last capitulation in December, in November, in January, because we still haven't seen the miners capitulate. And that is usually your final signal of a bottom in a bear market. And that has happened every time we have been in a bear market. And we still haven't seen that. The miners are feeling pretty okay right now. They're actually feeling great, I would say. So I'm waiting for that signal, right? And the price depreciation will come with that. Obviously, the altcoins will drop and bleed, obviously. So you always want to have some cash on the side to buy in any sort of situation like that. So moving to the daily RSI here, as you can see, we do have two trend lines. One is a support, one is a resistance. I guess it's not difficult to say which is which. But the pink trend line above us, which is obviously the resistance, we're going to be targeting that as our resistance going forward, because we have rejected from that level multiple times. Little fake out here in March, and since then we had another touch in July, lower high in August. Potentially we're going to come up to it in November and come back all the way down to another support trend line. You know, besides the one that we have here, besides this white one, you may have another trend line here. This green trend line. So you have one touch here in May and the second touch here in August. So another support trend line that you could be targeting. And if you really want to be technical about it, you can even bring out a channel pattern and do something like this, right? That's not really the right way I wanted to do it, but regardless, we're gonna approximately, you know, that's what you're looking at. So as you can see, you have one little fake out in this area, and we've been in this channel up pattern for quite a while, and you've retested the low in May and in August. So potentially you're going to see your next high sometime in November at the index of 72, 73 perhaps. So let's keep an eye on this. We can remove the pink trend line and we can remove the green trend line. However, I'm going to keep the white trend line below here because this is a horizontal that we have retested once in January, once in May, and potentially with the next capitulation, we might retest it once again. So be on the lookout for that. Draw this out on your charts. Very easy to follow. And it you know, a lot of the times the RSI adheres to the support trend line. So it's not only helpful to be looking at the price action chart, but on oscillators as well. So always keep that in mind. And let's switch over to the Binance website. So switching over to the Binance website for Solana, as you can see, we are very overextended to the downside. We haven't had a back test of the 20 EMA as resistance since March of this year, which is quite a long time. And potentially we're going to see that at least happen in October/November. And I would say a very bullish scenario would be retesting the 55 weekly EMA. Or for that matter, we could come all the way up here to our bottom of the 2021 pullback that we had. So let's just remove that and take a look at this red trend line here. So this is currently sitting at $77, and this is the support that we bounced off of in March. Actually, yes, I do apologize. That was not the low of the last summer. Last summer lows are way down here, and we haven't dropped below them, which is very good in my opinion. And so this is the low that we printed in March, and we still haven't back tested it as resistance. We lost it here in April, and potentially you're going to be looking at a retest in November and a move to the downside, potentially catching the 20 EMA is going to catch us, and we're going to create a bullish cross in, you know, spring next year and go into a full-on bull market at the end of 2023 and 2024. That's a very bullish outcome, right? But there's going to be a lot of different things happening in the markets until that happens. So you have to be ready for both outcomes. I'm ready for both outcomes every single time because I have crypto that I'm ready to sell at very high levels if that happens, and I have some cash on the side to buy crypto if we are dipping. So yeah, like I said, $77 major resistance level for us because we, like I said, tested this as support, lost it in April, and haven't seen the backtest of resistance, which usually is something that happens after you lose a support level. And if that doesn't happen and we end up breaking through, then you have to look for the backtest of support of that exact level, because if that doesn't happen, then you just come back down and retest it regardless as resistance and come back down all the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join me on Patreon. I drop in a lot of interesting content over there. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Good night and goodbye. Actually, I say that